Sit your ass down.
Lionel, why are you still out here? Seriously, you're 77 years old. You're worth an estimated $200 million. You won Album of the Year, Producer of the Year, an Oscar, a Golden Globe. You're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You sold 125 million records. People your age are usually trying to win that bingo, and yet, there you are, dizzy on stage in Minnesota trying to tell a sold-out arena you need to sit down. Lionel, you need to go home. If that was me, I would be on a private island trying to remain stress-free. So why is he still doing this? The dizzy spell made headlines, but the real story is this. At 77 years old, Lionel Richie's greatness isn't behind him. It's still on stage night after night. And to understand why, let's start with what happened that night in Minnesota. On June 24th, 2026, Lionel Richie was opening his massive Sing a Song All Night Long tour in St. Paul, Minnesota. 55 minutes into the show, while performing one of his most high-energy hits of his career, something went wrong. He became visibly dehydrated and dizzy. Instead of rushing off stage, Lionel Richie did something that perfectly captured the mindset of a stage veteran. He told the crowd,
Now, what I have learned about my years of being in the business, when you are feeling dizzy, sit your ass down. And when you are feeling strange about yourself, sit your ass down. I want you to know, that's the first time in the history of dancing on the ceiling I've done it sitting down. That's a bad sign.
he moved directly to the piano, sat down, and began playing 3 times a lady.
Twice. 3 times a lady.
But the dizziness didn't pass. His saxophonist had to announce the show was canceled.
Unfortunately, Lionel is not feeling well. He won't be able to continue with the show, and additional information will be available. Thank you for your patience and your understanding. It's been amazing. Safe travels home, everyone. Thank you so much.
The fire department rushed Lionel to a local hospital under strict doctor's orders. He postponed his Chicago and Columbus concerts. For several days, fans were terrified until this happened. Just days later, on June 30th in Pittsburgh, Lionel walked right back onto the stage. He looked at the crowd and joked, "I had you worried there for a few minutes, huh?" It was a massive relief. But to understand why a 77-year-old is pushing himself this hard on the road, you have to look at where he came from. Born in Tuskegee, Alabama in 1949, Lionel didn't begin as a smooth ballad king. He was a saxophonist, co-lead singer in the Commodores. And during the 1970s, they were laying down some of the heaviest and rawest funk grooves in the music business.
Ow, she's a brick house.
In 1980, he wrote and produced a song for country superstar Kenny Rogers. The song was Lady. It became a massive crossover hit and proved Lionel Richie could write a masterpiece in almost any genre. By the middle of the 1980s, he was an absolute titan. He would eventually sell more than 125 million records. He also co-wrote We Are the World with Michael Jackson, helping define the sound and culture of an entire decade. But the reason he is still performing now, recovering from a hospital visit and fighting to return to the microphone, is that he never lost the work ethic of that young musician from Tuskegee. Lionel Richie didn't merely survive the transition from funk to pop to country and eventually television as an American Idol judge. He mastered every one of them. His health scare wasn't a sign of weakness. It was proof that even at 77, after achieving almost everything a musician can achieve, he still refuses to phone it in. Subscribe to Your Music Report. We're decoding the legends every single week. See you in the next one. And consider taking a look at my Michael Jackson video, where I promise you, you will learn things you never knew about him.